I reached out to the fridge, pulling with a bit of force thanks to how janky the handle will become over time. And one time I pulled open our fridge and I just ripped the handle off of the door. That's how bad shit was. I should get that looked at. Everything around this house needed some touch-ups though. Maybe I shouldn't have turned down the idea of having a roommate. But I do enjoy my privacy a lot, and I wasn't keen on losing that anytime soon. The cool air of the fridge nicked the tip of my nose as my eyes searched for food. It was practically empty. If we had a roommate, though, they would probably be asking questions about why there's a man sneaking in through our window every night and sitting ass first on my face, suffocating me in my sleep. But I have to tell her that that's our arrangement and that's our business, so you have to mind yours. Yo, this is Ellythegamingward coming to you straight from a mental facility, and today we're going to be playing My Dear Hatchet Man. I've seen this all over my Twitter feed because I made my Twitter feed and I follow the people who post this stuff, which is Gnome King, who is the creator of this game, super awesome, should follow them, and also another artist who does a bunch of fan art for this game, Quiet Eeks or Quiet Teeks. It's either one, but they're really good too. I'll put them both up on the screen. They do a bunch of good fan art, and both of them are contributing to me now being obsessed with Alan and wanting to see what's going on in this game. So here we are now. I love yandere games. I love yanderes. You'll probably see that when I play any good-looking yandere game that I can find on this channel. But for now, let's just jump into it. My Dear Hatchet Man. What is your name? My name is Ellie. And I am female. This is correct. I tend to run away from my problems. It's how I ended up here in the first place. Welcome to Doonesbury. Located somewhere in Massachusetts with a small population of 30,000 people or so. That might just be my volume. I'm gonna turn that down. Okay. It's known for being a college town where most young adults have taken over the streets and businesses. It's got a rich history, from cryptids to devil-worshipping cults. If you were a gang of crime-solving teams, you'd have your work cut out for you. Hey, yo. But the townspeople revel in the mystery, urban legends, and strange folklore. Considering how quiet the town was usually, anything that was a break from monotony gained notoriety. Sounds kind of like Gravity Falls, honestly. Many people, especially families, would come and dump their kids for the spring or summer break so they can get picked up by the cult? By the cryptids? You ain't gonna get them back if you dump them here. You know. A boomer's worst nightmare. I dug my claws into this sleepy town, attending Doonesbury University. For the past few months of my fall semester, to settle, I fell into a routine. Eat, sleep, study, repeat. That's for real. I went to college, and I went to an art college, and even though it was fun, that shit kinda hell at the same time. Best and worst 2 years of my life. At first, I was excited to come from the next town over. Receiving that acceptance letter was the best thing to happen to me. I was handed a new life, one way more different than who I was. I wanted it more than anything. So once the chance was given to me, I took it hook, line, and sinker. I was doing fine for a while, but it was hard to make friends. I was isolated. The only time I left my house was to grab a slice of pizza or some coffee from the cafe. Yeah. Deadass. I be up in my room all the time. I be doing my work or watching anime, and I come downstairs and I get my food and I leave. People try to talk to me and I'm like, that's wild. I gotta get out of here. I sort of trapped myself in this cycle. Sometimes I wouldn't bother to eat and slug down my sleeping pills. To say this move wasn't going smoothly would be the understatement of the century. It's not like I hate it here. Maybe I was just doomed to be miserable no matter where I went. Damn. You should consider therapy. I guess it's me. I should consider therapy. I mean, I'm much happier here than where I used to be. That's not saying much, though. Come from North Carolina where there's shit. I wandered into the woods, thinking that maybe a walk could wear me out and I could catch up on some sleep. There was nothing fun about laying on my bed disassociating until I passed out. Yeah, same. This is me. That's wild. More like I walk around in circles and maladaptive daydream, and then I disassociate, and then I pass out. So I decided to leave my cave for some late night snacks from the local late night snacks from the local convenience store. Another staple of Doomsbury is the mystical and expansive forest that surrounds it. Wood trails that could take you to the many businesses and homes. All the natives knew the trails like the back of their hand, and I was so sure I did too. I was pretty familiar with my usual path on my walks, staring at the same fucked up sidewalks or kicking the occasional pebble along the dirt paths. Walking didn't take up much of my time, though I wish it did. I wouldn't say I'm much of a nature lover, but the woods do look nice, especially during golden hour. Tonight, I decided to take a different path. I wanted to see what the woods could bring me. A shortcut or maybe an epiphany, you could say. Honestly, if there was woods around here, I might go on walks more. All we got is a neighborhood that gets shot up every now and then. And then, you know, somebody that might sexually assault you out there. I have heard people out there screaming, they got saved. The police came, but that's still very much a not walking kind of area. Maybe I could find a cool looking stick from the ground and pretend it's a sword. I'll admit, it doesn't sound like much, but given the circumstances, I have to work with what I got. It was starting to get colder. I could tell by the numbness snipping out my fingertips. I jammed my hands into the pockets of my pants, trying to get some feeling in them. Wait a minute. It sounds like someone's trying to sell me something. And it's fucking Alan. Where exactly am I? That's wild. And the music stopped. We're gonna die. God damn it. Oh, there it goes. Well, this is just perfect. I'm all alone in the woods with no service, no sense of direction, and it's dark out. And apparently there's cults around. We're fucked. That's what I get for being adventurous. I'm an idiot. My eyes scan around through the thick foliage of the trees. How long was I walking for? I couldn't have walked that far out, but it was too little too late for that now. The soles of my feet were aching. Begrudgingly, I sat on a large rock as a sort of makeshift seat to relax and collect my thoughts before I had a mental breakdown. Yeah, that's right. Sit there and just stare ahead. There's no emotion on the outside, but on the inside, I'm screaming, crying, shitting, pissing, and coming. I sigh, slightly grimacing from the cold, hard surface of the rock. I drop my plastic bag of goodies onto the grass, my warm face crinkling from the frigid breeze. I don't know what to do. I can't believe I'm lost out here. That if I died, it would be weeks before my body was found. I sniffle, wiping away the small tears forming at the corner of my eyes. At least I have my snacks. I might die out here, but at least I have this bag of Doritos. My hand reached down to rummage the bottom of the bag, feeling around for what I could get my hands on. I feel something wrapped in plastic and pull it out. I grabbed an off-brand healthy granola bar that was coated in chocolate and some caramel drizzle. Not exactly the most exciting choice, but fuck it. I need something to chew on. I struggled with the wrapping. It was getting in between me and my pseudo-healthy crunchy bar. Who the fuck? The deafening silence was disturbed by what seemed like the sound of a twig snapping. Now, I could do either. Sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, whoop, guess I'm dying. If it's gonna happen, I guess I won't be a pussy about it. But sometimes I do jump and I scream like a bitch. So, We're gonna go jumping. I'm probably gonna jump. My legs lock me in place as I shoot upwards in fear. What the hell made that noise? I was starting to get the sense I wasn't the only one here and that I was being watched. Calm down, Ellie. Maybe it was just an animal. A fucked up cryptid animal that's gonna eat my organs out of my ass. Or maybe not. Of course I would be murdered in the most cliche way ever. I gawk at a pair of glowing predatory eyes emerging from the flora of the forest. My heart was racing and I could feel my blood running cold. I think he was getting closer to me. Yeah, we can fucking attack him? That's kind of wild. I go for the eyes. Like, nah, I'm probably gonna scream, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody sneaks up on me, I scream first. If I thought he hasn't done anything, he just walked up. If I thought he was going to attack me, then yeah, maybe I might rip his throat out with my teeth. I don't know, but he's just standing here. It's not even, he's standing there menacingly, but you know, we're gonna scream. I didn't have anything else I could do. I held up myself, trying to desperately appear small like some kind of scared animal, not putting up a fight. Damn, I'm a bitch. I let out more of a yelp than a scream. Out of sheer desperation, I threw a random snack from my bag at them. Is that all I could really muster? Him? God damn, what the fuck? Got granola in my eye. Nothing but a pathetic call for help. I shut my eyes, waiting for some sort of shock or a hit on the head, but... are you lost? What's the accent we're getting here? Are you lost? I guess... We'll just speak. We're not gonna do an accent because I'm gonna forget it and then I'm gonna fuck it up. I hear a concerned voice. Cautiously, I lowered my guard, taking a peek at who exactly was in front of me. And he's cute! He's adorable! I couldn't make out his features well, but his hair stuck every which way out of his head. He appeared to be holding something. A hatchet. Oh, well, that's my chapter. Wrap it up. Something wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. This guy seemed oblivious to the situation at play here. I was so stunned I couldn't even speak. That's what I'm doing on the ground down there. My eyes are too focused on the hatchet he had resting on his shoulder, just so casual-like. The guy tilts his head to the side, confused by my uneasiness. Oh, this. A little smile. He's so cute. He held one of his hands up before letting the hatchet slip from his fingers onto the patch of grass beneath him, moving slowly to emphasize that he was harmless. He did all of this while putting up a friendly smile. He's just a dude. He couldn't hurt. Oh, that's a lie. Let's not lie to ourselves now. Take it easy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Are you lost? Oh yeah? What makes you think I can trust some guy with an axe in the middle of the forest like it's nothing? I mean, you already got, this is already, it veers away from what I would do, because my dumbass would see him drop the hatchet. I'm like, oh my god, friend, thanks for finding me out here. Definitely not a murderer. Like, I think I would just be happy to see somebody else if I'm fucking lost. The stranger only replied to my question with a smile. It was only making me more nervous. Well, answer me. It's a hatchet. Huh? Huh? It's a hatchet, not an axe. Oh, damn. That's a nice voice. I blink at him. Was he mocking me? Is this all just one big joke at me for him to laugh at? He was acting way too casual. Didn't try to pull anything once. Was I overreacting? I didn't put down any of my defenses though, as I continued to eye him suspiciously. Are you gonna answer my question now? He continued to have that small, almost innocent smile plastered on his face. It's charming me. It's kind of charming. I can't be annoyed because I was scared shitless and I'm just relieved to have somebody here. And then I see it's a cute guy too. I'm kind of charmed. Slowly but still cautiously, I lowered my guard. However, my eyes stayed glued to him, waiting for the moment he may do something unexpected. Answer mine first. He let out a chuckle at my response. I noticed his movements weren't threatening and seemed to be casual. All right, I'll comply. He put his arms up, almost like he was trying to surrender and play off my interrogation. Would you rather be stuck in the woods then? No. Take me with you, please. Yeah, no. Then you should trust me. Easier said than done. Famous last words. Not last words for you. That's the last thing that you say before you kill me or I die, so. He placed a hand over his mouth, trying to hold back a chuckle at my snarky remark.
Well.
You got me there, but do you know how to navigate your way back? Do you? There was a small beat of silence before he raised his hand. He was wearing brown fingerless gloves. I know these woods like the back of my hand. You'll learn a thing or two when you live out here. I'll even walk in front of you so you don't feel all antsy. I took a few seconds to think over his offer. I didn't exactly want to be stuck here forever until my body got discovered by a search party or eaten by vultures. Preferably not. Whoever this guy was, he was the best choice I had for now. Fine, lead the way. He smiled at me, reaching down to the ground and picking up his sturdy hatchet, perfectly sticking out from the soft tufts of grass. He swung the tool back on his shoulder. If I catch you do anything remotely suspicious, I'll start swinging, I'll start kicking, I'll start biting, I'll start, I don't know, pissing? Like, something to throw you off. I hear you loud and clear. He's so cute. He offered me his hand. I could barely make out the calluses and a few scratches from his hand. I was still a bit hesitant, but I took it anyway. Let's go. Let's get going and get you somewhere safer. I'm already swooning. I might not be the most romance understanding person, but this will get me swooning. I crush immediately. Tall, cute guy helps me out of the woods. You already got me. His grip was surprisingly strong, but he wasn't squeezing my hand or anything. The trees were becoming less dense the more we walked together, with the light of the moon guiding us through the foliage. Now and again, he would give me small glances, and in return, I got a better glimpse of his features. Particularly, his eyes were the most noticeable. Both of them are a different color. I couldn't help but stare at them like I had spotted a rare creature in the wild. I don't think I've seen you before. Are you new around here by any chance? Just dropped in here, last life was shit, just came from North Carolina? Pretty shitty state, there's nothing there. Like, I was in the middle of nowhere. I was a bit caught off by surprise, not expecting him to bring up a conversation. I just realized that I'd been looking up at him without saying a word. I'm just staring him dead in his fucking eyes like... Bro is just sitting here like... Do you wanna say something? Like... giving me that fucking lead paint stare. Well, I moved from the next town over not too long ago. You know, they mentioned... I've got such short-term memory. They mentioned what state we were in earlier, and I done forgot. But if we're going with the narrative that I came from North Carolina and we just moved a town over, we're gonna pretend that town is right on the state line, so now we're in Virginia. He perked up with interest. What made you decide to stay in good old Doonesbury? I merely shrugged at him. I had a lot of reasons for staying here. The cults. I wanted to see the cults. I doubt this guy wants to hear about my problems, and to be frank, he was near a perfect stranger. I don't want to spill my guts, but I'll tell him something. It all started when I was 5. I'll drop everything, why not? You want to hear my backstory? I'll tell you. Wanted to get out of my bubble, to put it simply. Doonesbury University seemed like the best school for me. How's that going for you? Horrible. Oh, you know. Perfect, fine, super. All things that point to not at all fine, super, or perfect. That bad, huh? I cringe. So much for being vague and mysterious. The guy chuckled, more under his breath as he continued to guide me through the trees and bushes. We both stayed silent, occasionally shattering the silence with small talk. He could tell I was uneasy around him. And also smitten. Very smitten. Swooning. Uneasy, but also, you know, I'm into it. He seemed a bit sullen, like he had been looking forward to talking with me. My short responses and constant fidgeting told him that I was still on my guard. Not that he blamed me. He was sure he'd be cautious of some dude with a hatchet too. As we continued our trek, the tension we had before slowly dissipated, and I stopped being afraid of my own shadow. And instead started being afraid of the other dude following behind us with a massive gun. He just turns around like, hey, what? With time, the unkept dirt path of the woods merges with the edge of the sidewalk, a sign of civilization. What a relief! I could practically kiss the ground right now, but I will not, because that's unsanitary. Looks like we finally made it. Oh my god, thank you. Jeez, I owe you one. I finally let go of his hand, stuffing mine into my pockets. Don't mention it. It wasn't an issue at all. I turned over to him, scratching the back of my neck and feeling the chills of the cold air tickling my skin. Listen, you didn't murder me, and that's all I could ask for. I should at least return the favor. The guy didn't even give it a thought as he grinned ear to ear. Tomorrow, meet me back in the woods. We can get some more snacks from that place. He pointed to my plastic bag. Oh, sure, this? It wasn't until I looked down at it and saw a decently sized hole had torn its way. Only a few of my snacks had survived. It must have ripped along the way. My fucking food! I'm gonna starve! I can't come meet you tomorrow, dude. I'm gonna be a skeleton in my fucking bed. I groaned. Are you kidding me? That was my dinner. A fucking granola bar was your dinner? Damn, we're poor. I'll get you some stuff tomorrow. Deal? Hot stranger is paying for my food? Count me in? Like, I looked at him with sad, tired eyes. He gave me a sympathetic smile. For some reason, I trusted him. I don't know how else I could explain it. Because I lack social connection and I will latch on to anybody who shows me anything. Deal. And thanks again. I'll see you around then. Damn. He continued to stand in his place while I turned my back from the woods, walking into my neighborhood once again. Don't mind me, I'm kind of illiterate. Stopping at the front door, I gave him one last wave. I couldn't tell from the distance, but he seemed to wave back. Hey, I know that guy, Sonny Jack. I'm so tired. Yeah! What is that, Vash and fucking Bill Cipher? Yo, hold on a second. Look at this guy. Look at him. Aha. Samesies. This girl really is me. Exhausted, I immediately threw myself onto my bed, tossing the plastic bag on the floor. Finally, I can get some rest. God, my feet are already aching. How long did I walk? It seems incredibly late. My eyes, they feel heavy. Whoever that guy was... Wait, I didn't get his name. We threw out his name! I'll ask him tomorrow. I feel heavy, like I can't get up. Yeah? Something is on top of me. Tim, we already know. I came here for yanderes. I knew what I was getting into. And now bro is smothering my sleep. Sitting ass first on my face. I'm suffocating. Explanation points. Oh God, how long did I sleep? I must have passed out and slept like a rock. Last night. Oh yeah, I got lost in the woods. Met a strange dude after he scared the living daylights out of me, and he promised me some snacks for today. I feel some mix of comforting jitters sinking in. Little jams. It hasn't been long since I've moved in, and I wasn't exactly rubbing shoulders with my neighbors, but I still talk to them. I never heard them mention anything about a man living in the forest. There's a man in the woods. If they knew, they would have given me a heads up, and I probably would have reacted differently. No, I would have been like, damn, so are they lowering my rent for the man that's in the woods? I feel like that should be a little portion of rent lowered for that. Right? Was I overthinking this? Honestly, I still probably would have moved in. They would have been like, there's a man in the woods. I'm like, finally something exciting around here. Probably. I should probably check my phone. I held the button on the side, tapping my foot as I waited for it to light up. My home screen brightens as the notifications trickle onto it. You turn your phone off at night? That shit never goes off unless it's updated. An unknown number. How he get my number? That's kind of wild. Hey, sorry to bother you. What chapter? Okay, this ain't him, unless he go into the same school as us. What chapter are we studying for? Professor McCroy? LaCroix? This is Erica, by the way. Erica! Erica. Oh yeah, she's a part of my English class. I think we exchanged phone numbers because our professor recommended it. Initially, I didn't plan to ask for anyone's number, especially since I didn't know anyone in that class. I barely even talked to them other than occasionally asking someone for a pencil. Same? Erica was the one to approach me first. She wasn't talkative either, only answered questions sometimes and gave snarky remarks on a whim. I didn't know much about her, other than she'd be a constant center of attention with her outfits. Fashionista. What a rarity in our mix. She had a keen eye for fashion, and she would constantly amaze me with how she would walk into class. She'd breeze in effortlessly, like a runway model. Some outfits were her projects for her fashion design class. Others were simply her wanting to look good that day. It was pretty surprising to find out that she was majoring in interior design. She'd be the chicest interior designer, that's for sure. Erica seemed like she had her shit together, from what I could glean from a few times I spoke to her. Somebody's gotta have it together. Chapter 4. I send the text and proceed to let out a groan while dragging myself up from my bed. I would much rather sleep the day away, but I was promised snacks, and I will never turn down free food. It's been the first time in a while that I've been motivated to do something, other than rot in my room. Hey, good old depression, am I right? Damn. That's kind of sad. So, yikes. Now that I say that out loud. Thanks, a little emoji. I chuckled at her response. That was kind of cute. Oh, I thought something else was going to be playing on the TV. It'll get ads even though I got premium. I will be mad as hell. Before I go out, I need to refuel for the day. To-do list, sleep and cry. Should replace cry with disassociate and have a mental spiral. I reached out to the fridge, pulling with a bit of force thanks to how janky the handle will become over time. And one time I pulled open our fridge and I just ripped the handle off of the door. That's how bad shit was. I should get that looked at. Everything around this house needed some touch-ups though. Maybe I shouldn't have turned down the idea of having a roommate. But I do enjoy my privacy a lot, and I wasn't keen on losing that anytime soon. The cool air of the fridge nicked the tip of my nose as my eyes searched for food. It was practically empty. If we had a roommate, though, they would probably be asking questions about why there's a man sneaking in through our window every night and sitting ass first on my face, suffocating me in my sleep. But I have to tell her that that's our arrangement and that's our business, so you have to mind yours. Leftover pizza, toaster waffles, or eggs. Now you know me. I'm going for that damn pizza. Well, you don't know me, but I'm going for the pizza. This could fill me up for the time being. It's been there for a while. Might as well not let it go to waste. Exactly. Not wasting no good food in this house. Day 1. If you go down to the woods today. Yeah? I kind of don't like that. It's a little concerning. Ooh. I squeezed my eyes shut, feeling attacked by the blinding glow of the sun. It's too bright today. I walked to the other side of the road, frisking to the overgrown forest again. I stuffed my phone in my pocket. It wouldn't be of any use since my service couldn't reach in the middle of the woods. That's a red flag. I walked through my familiar path, trying to remember where exactly the guy wanted to meet. I get lost trying to get lost. He was pretty vague on the details, telling me to simply meet him in the woods. Not gonna lie, it just hit me how sketchy that sounded. Bro gonna be waiting with a metal pipe. I'm gonna get sold on the black market. I fell into a daze, walking until everything around me looked strange. Well, that didn't take long. I guess I just have to sit back and wait for him to find me. Oh, you actually came. I heard his voice again. It sounded almost in disbelief. I turn around to face him. His eyes are wide, but a smile slowly forms. He seemed happy to see me. You thought I was gonna ditch you or something? Well, maybe? He laughs nervously under his breath, scratching the back of his neck. Like I said, I owe you one, and I want my snacks. Can't turn down an offer like that. I got a chuckle out of him, easing him more and more into a conversation. It soon subsides again into an awkward silence. I shifted my eyes around, trying to think of what to say next. Well, we gotta hit him with the question that we always hit everybody with, determines on whether or not we can be friends. How do you feel about Rose Quartz from Steven Universe? And if it's anything other than she did nothing wrong, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh, I didn't catch your name, stranger. I didn't throw it. Look at that little devious little guy. I'ma laugh. We hyping him up. We glazing him. I couldn't help but laugh, trying my best to stifle it. Are you serious? Jesus, dude, just tell me your name. I struggled to finish my sentence. Every vowel would be interrupted by my laughing fit. It wasn't even that clever or funny. Alan, let's go! Alan? Yep. Alan Orion Constance Oat-I Viment the Third. Don't fuck with me. Is that really your full name? I squint my eyes at him. Nope, it's just Alan Orion. Wow, you're already lying to me. I can't believe you, Alan. I shot back at him in a snarky tone. Alan proceeds to place his arms behind his back, flashing his rather sharp teeth. Are you gonna tell me your name, Doe Eyes? Hey, we already got a nickname? He leans in, not too close for comfort, but enough that I could take a good look at his features. He had scars on both sides of his cheeks. They were small, and one looked like a marked X on his face. His shaggy hair had bleached tips on some ends, and then my eyes fall into his, staring directly. His shaggy hair had bleached tips on some ends. Then my eyes fall onto his, staring directly at me like some new creature he discovered. Both of them are different in color. I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. It seemed creepy, but also familiar. Where I've seen that before, lurking outside my window, under my couch, perhaps. I was staring at him again. Oh, Ellie. Pleasure to meet you, Ellie. Alan's hand reached out to shake mine, and I gladly take it. So, about those snacks. I grinned mischievously as soon as he brought up the topic of snacks. That's exactly why I was here for. What I was here for. You know, I couldn't miss out on the free snacks. All right, we should get some. There's this convenience store around. The food box, right? I go there from time to time. And I would assume you know your way out of the woods, right? Hopefully. We're not stuck here with the cult running around. No, you might be part of the cult now that I think about it, but Alan chuckles, sensing my anxiety about being able to get out of the forest. You seem to get lost easily, huh? What would you do without me, Doe Eyes? He keeps calling me that, even after I told him my name. Flattered! I'm flattered. I like the nickname. My face turns red. My eyes shifted around and I begin to laugh. I was merely trying to brush off his comment. Come to think of it, I did find him to be cute. Yeah, I've been saying that the whole time. Cute ass little guy. There was a beat of silence.
All right.
I'll lead the way. Cool. We both walked together, or more like I followed wherever Alan walked. On the occasion, he would stop and mutter to himself under his breath. I could have sworn I heard him counting the trees, pointing at them before smiling at me and beginning to walk again. It made me curious about just how he seemed to know where we were. Despite how far we walked, it all looked the same to me. It was starting to scramble my brain. So what's your whole thing here? Huh? I mean, I'm assuming you live on your own out here, not anywhere in town. It's none of my business, but how come no one has ever told me about you? How come they didn't lower my rent for the man living in the woods? Alan looks up to the sky, giving some thought to my questions. As his arms droop side to side as he walks, he didn't appear to be slowing down. I guess no one really acknowledges me or knows that I live here. Everyone here kind of keeps to themselves, which I appreciate. Wait, do you not have any friends? Alan shook his head. Nope. The most faces I've seen are when I visit the store to restock on food. Family? There was a small pause, but Alan didn't stop walking. Left them a long time ago. Oh. Dunno. I figured that I lived better by myself. Nobody bothers me, I don't bother them. So, you're a hermit. You're what do they call? A hikikomori? A himikimori? A hikikomori. I'm saying that wrong. It's the Japanese thing with a person who stays inside all the time and never comes out. Alan chuckled, scratching his cheek. You could say that. I nodded, understanding Alan in a way, not wanting to interact with others, living peacefully out in the woods, and then a funny thought came to my mind. But you do realize that you are talking to me and joining in on a snack quest, right? Not very hermit-like. Did I break your zero human interaction record? Alan's eyes latched onto me, his lips tugging a smile. I guess you did. I don't mind you being my first. Hoo-hoo. Hee-hee. Hoo-hoo. It didn't take us long to get to the convenience store. I didn't think I minded the distance. Didn't know a conversation with someone I knew for less than 24 hours could be so distracting. I was grilling him about Steven Universe and how Rose Quartz did absolutely nothing wrong. And then we had to move on to Katra and how Katra did everything wrong, but she's still my girl and I won't tolerate any slander. Hold on. I have to stop conversating with Alan and then run all the way back home from this store because I can hear my cat meowing. Miyoko! I can hear you! You're in the recording! What do you want from me? That's it. You're gonna show us the camera. This is the guy. This is the dude. He's a big baby. And he won't be quiet. The obnoxiously bright lights of the store pulls me out of the trance. There were a couple of people in the store, mostly older men getting cases of beer or students getting a quick lunch. A worker mutters welcome as we step in, not bothering to look up from their phone. Well, pick anything you want. It's on me. I perked up as soon as he said that, my eyes scanned around every corner of the store, wondering what I could get. We're gonna get... What would I want? After walking through the forest this whole time, we're gonna get a slushie. I remember getting slushies when I was in North Carolina. We'd go to the gas station and they would have this thing where if you got like a plastic cup for like $5 or something, you can come back all through the summer and refill it for only like 50 cents or something. That was the good old days. So we're gonna get a slushie. I quickly ran to the back of the store, grabbing myself a huge cup of frozen syrupy goodness. They were fairly cheap. I looked back and saw that Alan was also scavenging around for snacks. Both of us were smiling brightly like children running amok the aisles, not even bothering to get a basket for our collection. Alan instantly flashes a proud smile at me, holding his snack securely. Got everything you need? Yeah, let's go. Alan dropped everything to the counter to pay, only to receive an eye roll from the cashier. They seemed like they just wanted to be done with their shift, to clock out and go home. I mean, I feel ya. 8-hour work shift? I want to go to sleep. I don't want to be here. They had onigiris? I could have got one of those. We quickly leave the store after paying, bags filled with a bunch of goodies. I'm already getting hungry, he mumbles out loud as I enjoy my slushie. I expected him to reach for the bags and start rummaging through our snacks, but instead he unzips his jacket. He exposes a hoard of chocolate bars. I blink, confused. When did you get those? When they weren't looking. Ha! Just thievery! Thievery! Alan pulled a chocolate bar out of his coat. His fingers fidget with the plastic wrapper as he tears it open. You stole it? He then takes a bite, smiling proudly to himself.
Yes.
Yep, I said it was on me. And by on me, I meant on them. That's wild. Alan continues to munch on his chocolate, proceeding to wordlessly fish out another one. Boop. He playfully nudges it on the tip of my nose, tantalizing me to partake in his stolen loot. I promise it'll taste better. I was a bit hesitant, but I did end up taking the chocolate and unwrapping it. It was just candy. What's gonna be so special about it? That's what I thought, until I ate it. And he was right. It does taste better. I laughed in disbelief. Stolen shit tastes better because it's the thrill of it. Get you going. Also, I can't really say nothing to him. I stole Reese's peanut butter cup when I was like 12. So, you know, I'm a thief too. Can't really be talking out here. Also, I don't like chocolate, Alan, but I'll eat it for you. Wow, you were actually right. Holy shit. You see? I still couldn't believe that he had stolen candy. While it was kind of impressive that he did it so nonchalantly and with ease, I still couldn't help but feel bad that he went out of his way to grab enough to share. Give him a taste of our treat! Taste my slushie! It only seems fair, right? I motioned my slushie towards him. I was shaking it to signal Alan to indulge a bit. He tilts his head like a confused dog before getting the hint. Oh. He leans forward. What kind of slushie we get? Put fucking sprinkles in there? That's... You could have that, honestly. You got sprinkles in that shit? I felt his hand graze against mine, pulling me a bit closer to take a sip. His lips smacked. He takes a moment to savor the taste. Then his eyes gaze up at me, staring with a smirk spread on his face. One I couldn't exactly pinpoint what he was trying to say, but my heart felt like it was pounding. Ha! Indirect kiss! That's what he's saying! You have good taste, doe eyes. Alan then steps away, continuing to eat his forbidden chocolate. Hey! I call out before following him right on his tail. Oh, we're at a beach? Or a lake? As it says right there. I'm not paying attention. He kept walking for a few minutes, our bag of snacks almost empty. The only thing left was wrappers and packaging. We seemed to have lost track of time, as I finally began to notice the sun was about to set. It was really quiet, with only the occasional rustling of the leaves from the trees and the rush of the water growing louder. Martian lake? I note, seeing a rather silly-looking sign of an alien. During my short time here, I had never visited the lake, but it was the first thing you would see when driving here. The crystal blue water and soft sand that almost looked pink thanks to the sunset caught my eye. Why did they name it that? There was a beat of silence, and I looked over to Alan, who seemed distracted. He was hunched over the sand. He seemed to be looking for something. Oh, From what I've heard, back in the 60s, people allegedly saw an alien walking around here. In a blink of an eye, the alien ran into the woods, and it was never seen since. Is that you? Are you like an actual cryptid? I thought they were going to say they saw the alien walking on water, and I was like, my brother in Christ, that's not an alien, that was Jesus. Sounds like a typical Doonesbury legend. Do you believe the story? Alan stood up straight again, picking up a rock and observing it. He simply shrugged at my question. After living here, I would believe almost anything. So you've seen some things. Gosh, you could say that. Couple of old people left their kids here last summer, that cold snatched them right up. Wild stuff. Alan tosses a stone up a couple of times in the air before flinging it across the lake. My eyes follow it, and to my astonishment, the stone skips across the water with accelerating speed, never stopping. I squinted my eyes further and further. I squinted my eyes the further and further it got until it was nothing more than a speck. Then it was gone. Alan let out a satisfied hum, and my mouth hung open in astonishment. Teach me how to do that! I look up at Alan with hopeful eyes.
Sure.
Sure thing, doe eyes. Here. Alan approaches me, picking up a random stone as he did. He examined it, turning it over in his hand. You can't just use any rock. It has to be very flat. And there's gotta be a little nudge for you to place your fingers and grab onto. Then he grabs my wrist gently, handing me the rock, and places it in the palm of my hand for me to hold. Now, before you do anything, people tend to throw it like a frisbee. Don't throw it with your wrist. Sling it with your whole arm. I focus, taking into consideration what Alan told me. I feel a lot more confident in this throw. I take a deep breath and toss it again. I did it! Let's fucking go! It was a lot slower and didn't go as far as Alan's, but still. I cheer and Alan gives me a thumbs up. He's a good little guy. We're having a good time. We walk back to my place. The sun had already set with the moon and the stars taking its place. I stretch, bending and stretching my legs after all the walking. I had fun today. First time I got out of the house in a while. Did you now? I nodded to him, approaching my doorstep and leaving Alan behind. We should do something like that again. Alan's eyes widen. He appears to be quiet for a moment. We should? Look at his eyes! That's right! We should! I turned my door handle, opening it slightly. See you around, Alan. Hee hee. Let's fucking go. I love it here, actually. Much like yesterday, as soon as I entered the house, it was as if all my energy drained out of me. I didn't even bother to go upstairs to my bedroom. Right on the couch, watching Sunny Day Jack, I fall into my sofa, face first. I'm just gonna sleep here. The sound of the TV slowly drowns out the sound of my breathing. Soon, every single worry I had faded away. Now who? Did someone unlock my door? Thank you for playing the beta of My Dear Hatchet Man. Oh, really? Oh yeah, because that was only day one. We only had day one. Damn. Okay, so really good, really good. I don't know what else to say. Alan is great. He's my favorite. I love him. I can see why Quiet Teeks, the artist that does fan art for the game, is obsessed with it because he's great. He's just a little guy. He's done nothing wrong. He's definitely gonna do something wrong in the days to come, but right now he's done nothing wrong except maybe sit on my face with his whole ass while I'm sleeping and suffocating me. Besides that, a great boy, a good boy. And I'm all about these Yandere games, so I'm probably gonna play some more of this shit later. But for now, this was My Dear Hatchet Man, and I'm gonna go ahead and check myself back into a mental facility, so catch you later.